The virulent virus pinned us down. It pressed its knee on our collective throat. It held the nation captive in its crushing jaws. We were enslaved, confined and shackled with the chains of terror and uncertainty as the tenacious, persistent pandemic ripped the fabric of our society to shreds. Like a predator, the stealthy enemy stalked the most vulnerable in their homes, hounded them at work and harried them on the streets. Black and minority ethnic groups were systematically cleansed and wiped away. Skillfully, it separated them from the pack and launched its blistering, devastating attack. Anyone with underlying health conditions was fair game. Unfair as it was, the elderly were especially susceptible to explosive, fatal attacks. Within a few weeks, tens of thousands had succumbed as the silent, invisible, ruthless killer prowled the streets, spilled into our homes and workplaces and schools, and held life as we knew it hostage. The pandemic threw the nation into pandemonium, stole our joy, and it hijacked our laughter. It created a new, unwelcome, abnormal normal. The news, once the center of socialization, became a horror show, not to be watched by children and those of a nervous disposition. The enemy was organized, relentless, and efficient. The Blue and White Army was called to arms. It was determined, dedicated, brave, terrified. The mission was simple: stop the enemy advancing. You are our last line of defense. They kissed their loved ones goodbye. They tore themselves from their front doors, deafening their ears and their hearts to the pleas of their children, begging them to stay home and to help them with their online homework. Their children's cries for their moms fell on deaf ears. Would their beautiful eyes still sparkle with love and joy when mom and dad returned from the battlefield and they couldn't run and hug them for fear of smothering them with death? The heroes sacrificed the security of their loved ones to give strangers a chance to return to their loved ones. In hospitals and other health and care institutions, the army dug themselves in, fortified their positions in squadrons of doctors, nurses, care and support workers. PPE was worn, PPE was not worn. Battle lines were drawn. This was a battle to be won. As the heartbeat of the nation began to flatline, and the enemy continued to sink its knee into our carotid artery, you, our healthcare heroes, remained steadfast, resolute. You resuscitated our confidence and our hopes. You repelled wave after wave of attacks and boldly held the defense lines. The insurgents had met more than their match. You chose to protect us at great personal risk, and some of you paid the ultimate price. You fostered a spirit to fight back, to stand and be counted. You encouraged us to socially distance, stay home, protect the NHS, save lives. Better 6 feet apart than 6 feet under, you told us. Instead, we distanced ourselves from your advice, from your expertise. After all, this was just a common cold. Or was it not? For a while, we let you down. When you were busy saving lives, we forgot to save food in the shops. We shamelessly hoarded everything. Then we basked in the glorious sun in our back gardens, working from home. Meanwhile, you were engulfed in grey, dismal clouds of death, destruction, and despair. When you made heart-wrenching videos on social media, we accused you of being attention seekers. We were a disgusting, revolting, and reviling herd of wild animals. But like Sir Tom Moore, you soldiered on, undeterred. If the number of deaths soared, the number of lives you saved skyrocketed. You were the only constant in a plane of ever-changing misinformation, conspiracy theories, fake news, ludicrous assertions, and devastating statistics. You are our heroes, our warriors, our champions. You stormed into the valley of death while the nation holds its collective breath. May God be with you always. May He fight all your battles for you. And may goodness and mercy follow you all the days of your lives. When this debacle is finally over and victory is declared, I wonder, will you be the ones taking the victory parade? Who will do the lap of honor? Who will take the plaudits? For a while, we clapped only on Thursdays for you. But actually, we should have been clapping every single day. Just a way to say thank you, siyabonga, toboka, spasiba, arigato, gracias, tinotenda, merci.